think we live in the maturity of the smartphone, just like the way laptops and desktops used to have it. What I mean by that is that smartphones have got quite boring lately, in a way that innovation seems way less more impactful than it ever was. Do you remember when upscaling the display from 48p to 7020p was a big deal? Nowadays we have even 4K smartphones and we barely use those anymore. Thinking about that and keeping that idea in your mind, here are a few features that I think would make smartphones even more innovative, better, and more efficient. So without further ado, let's get into it. So with the recent obsession with AI, I'm quite surprised they haven't done this already. Yet there's one company, and I'm talking about a GPU company that has done it. I'm talking about NVIDIA, and I would like to see this in smartphones, and that's DLSS technology. I would love to see something similar in smartphones. You guys don't realize how OP the DLSS thing is. Not only that it allows you to sharpen your footage, it allows to upscale it, it allows to boost your frames, but it also has filters, which makes the games much more interesting, especially on games that don't have the best graphics. And I think on smartphones, it's really needed because, let's be honest, most games on smartphones are not well optimized, especially for the latest and greatest flagship. Even the ultra graphics look nothing compared to the PC graphics. I'm talking about games such as Genshin, Fortnite, Call of Duty. On the smartphone, I think they are a bit non-developed in a way that they feel rushed and low quality, especially when you try them on your PC and you just see how much detail it is in there. So I think this technology would make the gaming experience better as a whole on the smartphones, especially on the quality. There's one company that really tries to do this, and that's OnePlus with their Pixelworks X7 GPU. But other than that, I haven't seen any other company do this, and I think it's quite of a miss because I think we could actually have the potential for something bigger on smartphones. Let me be very clear. I don't think smartphones will replace professional cameras, especially if the cameras would to beget smartphone features such as HDR or all this AI processing or the software processing that is happening. But the cameras in themselves have a big plus that I don't think smartphones will ever catch on. Bigger sensors, better lenses, and not to mention they are very changeable. However, how can you make the smartphones better? Upscaling technology on post-processing. There are a lot of tools, especially on the online, that upscale your images or videos. While on the video side, I haven't found other one than Topaz. On the image part, there are a lot of upscaling technologies, even online on the browser. And I think that this can be the future of smartphone. We may not get the most good-looking photo ever on a smartphone, but we can upscale it so that it looks quite well. And speaking of looking well, one of the things I would love to see on smartphones are camera optics, real optics. At least if you give us all these huge camera bombs, I'm looking at the Xiaomi Ultras and Vivo X200 Ultra. It'd be cool if we had real optics in a way that the bokeh in itself is generated by real zooming of the lens. There's one company that really works to make this happen, and that's Sony. I think Sony is one of the most underrated camera smartphones ever, especially on the manual side. I think it would be a better experience instead of digital zooming in between lenses and actually doing this and making this possible. This might make smartphones more expensive though, but either way, everything is more expensive nowadays. As my fourth features that I would like to see in my smartphone is a more adaptability of desktop environments such as Samsung DeX. I think the initiative is quite well, and I think if Samsung and Google would actually focus on making this a better reality, I think it would be quite good. I think this will be better for the consumer as a whole, especially for people that don't wanna invest money in laptops or PCs. There are only 3 that I know that have this feature. That's the Samsung DeX, Motorola Ready 4, Huawei's desktop environment. They don't really live up to the maximum potential in a way that many apps are not really that developed for them, but I think it has potential. It would be really cool to have this like a working as close to a Windows or Linux or macOS software. And I don't understand why Samsung really hasn't developed DeX that much in the past years, because I think it would actually be very beneficial, especially that we keep talking about quantum computers and how we all will carry a computer in our pockets. And I think the company that can really pull this off and could really impact the adaptability on the bigger level is Google. They already have the systems for Chrome OS, and I don't think it would be very hard for them to develop that for Androids, regular Androids. Imagine the possibilities of having this on your smartphone. The last feature I would like to see in smartphones, this depends more on the ones doing the softwares. I'm talking about better video editors. We barely have any good video editors on smartphones, and I think if we got a light version of DaVinci Resolve or even a better version of Premiere Rush, I think it could really impact the way we work on smartphones, especially that everybody's doing content nowadays, and there would be no reason why we wouldn't do that. We really need that. I would love to have the opportunity to have something like a DaVinci Lite experience on my smartphone. The only ones who really have this technology are the iPad, and that's because they use M1 chips. But I think we can convert them even with emulators on smartphones. What are some features you'd like to see in your smartphone? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.
Choice I make, it's my new rebellious way.